spells Sable, I think. Chug a bug.
Maybe later, I'm not thirsty yet.
Holly, I solved a Tetris puzzle today. It was so fun.
Hi. How's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope your day's been good to you so far. Thank you, Chipburger. That 6-month resub. Appreciate that.
6 months? Oh baby, that's half a year.
Sure is. Thank you very much for the whole half a year of support. I appreciate that. Today is Thursday, January 6th, 2022. I wanted to play some more Sable tonight. So that's what we're gonna do. I reckon I can just, get right into it. I was kind of late to start stream anyways, because I wanted to go out for a walk before I started. Might as well get the usual stuff out of the way, though. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for stopping on by. Make sure you, review the rules. Be good to your fellow chat members. All that stuff. If you're not new here, then you're old. Here. That's how it works. If you like the stream, you want to support what we do here, you got options for that. You can subscribe to the channel. It's a reoccurring monthly fee. Gets you some fun little emotes you can use around here. And on Twitch as a whole. And also on Discord. If you join the server and you link your Twitch and Discord accounts, you can give bits. That's some extra money what gets tossed on to my my monthly Twitch payout. You can also tip directly through Streamlabs and PayPal. That's money what goes to my wallet right away, and I generally tend to get a better cut of that. Any and all support, very greatly appreciated. Never mandatory. Don't feel obligated to. You don't have to watch the streams and enjoy that, or be a part of the community or anything like that. But this is my job. And because of the very generous support of viewers like you, I'm able to do this as often as I do, as well as, other similar creative endeavors. So, thank y'all very much for the support. Very much appreciate that. Other ways you can support the channel that don't involve your money. You can always share tweets about the stream. You can always tell a friend, share a clip around of any moment you enjoyed, stuff like that. Word of mouth is always really helpful for getting folks interested in the stream and stuff like that. And if you got the spare time and you like what we're doing around here, tuning on in, having a good time, that's support in its own way. So thanks for taking time out of your busy day to spend it here with us. Things of note. Number one, next week, probably won't be streaming very much, if at all. Thank you, Disaster Gay Crisis. That 13-month resub, very much appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Probably not much in the way of streaming from me next week because GDQ is going to be happening. I want to watch that. I'm going to be hosting that on my channel. So, if you want somewhere cozy to come and watch and chat with folks about speedruns, you can always come here. I might be doing a stream like now and then during the week, but nothing scheduled, nothing planned, unlikely. And tomorrow is when I'm playing Peppa Pig. Tomorrow I'm streaming the Peppa Pig video game. I'm gonna have my sister on call too because she's the one who cursed me with this. So that's gonna be... well, it's gonna be. And so I hope you're looking forward to it. Can Lana be on call too? She might meow into the microphone or something. Thank you, Mozardi and Chaos, for the tip.
Holly Tones bonus BB God, I hope this works. I hope this works. I need BB in my message. Anyway, it's streams. Yeah.
I don't think the tips support having an emote appear in it and actually appear like on the overlay, but I appreciate the thought. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate that. Was there anything else I wanted to say? Probably the week after GDQ, I'm probably gonna start getting back to some of the game playthroughs when I sort of sidelined for a little bit. I want to get back to Hypnospace Outlaw. I want to get back to Doom. I have to remember if there was any other things I was also in the process of playing aside from Sable, which I'm playing today. Yeah, I've been meaning to get back into those, and I would have felt weird if I had done it this week and then gone like, okay, it's great to be back playing these games again. Time to take a break from them for a fucking week, you know? So, we'll get back to that soon. I'm excited for that. Is there anything else I wanted to say? I don't think so.
Meditating businessman.
Great. I'm really glad that that's how the TTS decides to pronounce that. That's awesome. Thank you, Rosa Rosso, for the 250 and the meditating businessman. Great to know. Yeah, I guess we can get started then. Oh, I forgot to make those go to bed. So I have to turn those off. I guess I left those on last time. There we go. Time for Sable. I don't really remember where we left off last time I played. I think we were hiking up a bridge. Thank you, Rumsa Hayrai, for that 4-month resub.
What in the goddamn?
Appreciate that. Here we are. Gotta remember what the buttons in this game do. You can jump. You can hover in your ball. Let's see if I can reasonably make my way over to that side. I don't think we explored over thereabouts. Haven't seen this game. I like this game a whole lot. It is very pretty. It has a cool world. It's got a cool story so far. Very much a sort of, here's a big open world, figure out, you know, like what you would like to do in it. I think it changed my mask again. It keeps doing. Set my outfit back. There we go. They've had a lot of patches since launch, but it looks like that sort of, your mask keeps getting swapped back to the starting one, thing keeps happening. I wonder why. When it comes to the gameplay, this reminds you of Breath of the Wild. It's definitely very similar. This is a lot more, like, exploration and puzzle focused, though. There's no, like, fighting or anything like that. It's all about going around, seeing the world, and figuring out what you want your place in it to be. And also you can find chums. I'm excited to find the first chum of the year, but we're still looking. Hello, Meowgons. Hope you're doing well. I feel a suggestion enter my mind. When the swords cross, stand face to face. Interesting. Bouldering trousers. Tight foot wrappings allow you to feel every nook and foothold as you climb. It doesn't make you more effective at climbing, but it does feel better, somehow. Okay, so that said when the swords what stand face to face? Let's see. I should read that again so I don't forget. When the swords cross, stand face to face, which I assume means just here. Let's see, there's a sword up there, right? What happens if we go up here? Two swords. They don't ever, presumably naturally cross, given how they are statues. Yeah, this game's got a lot of fun little spiral staircases in it. That's, something I'm personally pretty pleased about. I wonder if it's got to do with, like, the shadows or something. That would be neat. That seems like the type of game to do something like that. Ooh, there's a chest here for me. Sunsets die. Cute. I don't remember if we went there. Suppose I can check some other time. Okay. Well, even if it doesn't end up being the solution to the puzzle, I wouldn't object to just, you know, sitting around here for a bit, taking a look at everything here. It's very pretty. Want to play this game, but the visual style is rough on the eyes? I mean, oh, hang on. First of all, it's the first chum of 2022. We found him. My friend. Welcome home, bud. Anyways, you know, if you've got issues with the visual stylings of the game, you know, you can fiddle with it here. There's, you can change the colors to be more high-vis, you can make custom stuff depending on what's better for you. You can change the line weight.
First chum of 2022, let's go.
A lot of granular stuff you can fiddle with, if it's something about the way it looks isn't agreeing with you. Thank you, Mist Heart, for that 20-month resub. Enjoy this chum. Okay, Shadows is going out that way. Okay, I want to go down. I want to go down. Thank you. Recordings and streams don't do this game justice. Oh god, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. That was the solution. Wait for Shadows to be touching. I guess I accidentally got here at the right time for it. Great. Yeah, this is definitely the sort of game, though, where, like, the bitrate does kind of fuddle with the way it looks on stream, so it very much is, like, better, if you want to, like, really get a feel for the way it looks, it's, you should really give it a look yourself. It's a good game. They have somehow withstood the test of time, avoiding centuries of sand blasting it into a smooth nothingness. This ritual item glow
Happy
magnificently.
first chum of 2022. Hell yeah, have a chummy year.
Thank you, Cool Bird GA, for that tip. I appreciate that. That's just saying the same thing. Okay. Cool. Wonder if it's on Game Pass? I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure it used to be. I don't know if it still is. I don't keep up with Game Pass myself. I prefer to just, you know, buy a game myself. But if that's an option you prefer, I think this game's on it. Played it today via Game Pass? Well, hey, there you go. This little shrub here looks a little bit Chum-esque. I like it. Cool type of shrub. Wonder if there's anything up here. Wonder if we can even climb up here. Probably not. Oh well, we tried. Oh, but we can go up here now. Oh. Now how do I get up to that? How do I get up to that? Now how do I get up to you? Oh, I have an idea, actually. No, never mind. I don't think that's going to give me quite the height I thought it would. Yeah, damn. Let's see. I can stand here. If there's any other similar footholds nearby.
Year and half. Whoa.
Thank you, Hyperaker, for that 18-month resub. Appreciate it very much. Hope you're doing well. Oh, maybe this is enough height to jimmy my way up there. Please? Yes! Oh, that felt good. Is this an apocalyptic wasteland? No, this is just the planet they live on. It's just like this. Look at that, though. There's like little bits you can find in the game about like the story of like this planet and the people that live here, and it is very much there were like people from Earth who had traveled out through space, and ships crashed here, and from that, you know, like survivors huddled together, started surviving, started thriving, and now there's just like, you know, people live here. This is their home. There's birds. And so the how and why of how we got here isn't necessarily super important. What matters is we're here. What does that mean for you, the character? What do you want to be? And right now, what I want to be is getting that chum. Hey, Frankie. You missed exactly one chum, and you came here just in time for the second. You have witnessed the second chum of the year. I wonder if we can... Oh, I wonder if we can get on top of that. Oh, I wonder if we can get on top of this guy, though. Oh. Oh. Oh, this feels dangerous. Oh, this feels so dangerous. I'm doing it anyways. Whew. It's not often that a video game gives me a very intense sort of, oh god, I'm very high up type of feeling, but, this is definitely making me feel that. I don't think I'm any more afraid of heights than the average person. But man, when you're high up, you sure feel high up, don't you? Oh, I don't see any chum over there on that other one. Also, my god, yeah, look at the way she's, like, perched on this. That... Girl, that is not look comfortable for your left foot there. You are going to slip. Okay, we gotta get you down right now, miss. There we go. She's decided to be a bird today. Good for her. Honestly. Oh god, I got scared for a second! Okay, let's look at our map. This is where our boat is. Or not our boat, our bike. That's a beetle nest. That's way far out. Let's look at our quests and see what we can do. Find more of the ring-shaped artifact, bring more eggs to the Chum Queen, collect more masks, look for more Saren's terminals. Ask around at Seven Sisters Station to find out how to catch glowworms. So we can do that. We gotta go to Seven Sisters anyways for Lahore. And find some more scrap. Okay, so where is that on the map then? Over thereabouts. We could always make a stop. I can't speak English today. We could always make a stop at the Chum Queen sometime soon, but I think I want to, find the map here, maybe? But also, if we go over there towards that smoke, I'm pretty sure that's Seven Sisters Station. There's worms? Yeah, what do you think chums are? Let's go this way. We already went to that bin. I do really like the way that your power in this game is just supremely a ball. Like, you know, Wind Waker Hang Glider and stuff like that is a lot of fun for big open games like this, and I do like that the devs were brave enough to go, what if it was ball? Yeah, it was really cool of Shedworks to put Sable in rolled out like that. So nice of them. Okay. There's smoke over there. So that seems like it's something. I want to keep a looking for... Well, that looks like something up there. I don't know if I could really climb that from here, though, so let's go over this way. Ball does bounce. Check it out. That's kind of like a bounce, if you think about it. Do you think it's an arduous thing to suspend oneself in a ball? Oh, no, no, no. Game goes out of its way to talk about how, like, easy and warm and safe it feels, to ball. And that's why they save it for the youngins who want to go out there and explore the world. So they can do that without getting, you know, destroyed by birds. The single most dangerous life form out there, I suppose. I don't know why birds is what my brain jumps to. Where's my bike? Hello, Simoon. You coming, buddy? You want me to walk over there and get you? Are you scared? What do you have to do in this game? It's less about half and more about, what do you want to do? It's, like, in character, it's very much meant to be like a coming-of-age sort of journey, like, you've reached, you know, a pivotal year in your life, and now it's all off to you to explore the world, see what it is, see the people in there, see what they're doing, how they're doing, so you can understand, you know, what you want your place in the world to be. And so there's not really any sort of, like, main quest or, like, one big plot thread you follow or anything like that. It's very much like, you have your bike, you know about people who can give you masks. The masks are symbolic of, like, you know, the face that you put onto the world and how you fit into it with other people sort of thing. And so you go figure out what mask you want to wear. Where is my bike? I hope she's okay. And so it's very much an open world, go around, explore type of game. Imagine if something like Breath of the Wild didn't have like a one big singular quest to end through at the end sort of thing. Or I guess no, this still does have one, and it's, you know, get the mask, but there's no specific things you have to do to get to that point. There's a lot of things you can do. And so you're encouraged to go out there and figure out what it is you want to do. Which is neat. There you are! Getting chums isn't mandatory, but the way I'm playing it might as well be, because I like mountain goating, and I like seeing chums, so... Getting the masks is analogous to fighting Ganon, because what else is coming of age other than fighting a big fuck-off boar? You're right, but also, man, now I just want a boar mask in this game. I just want a boar mask in general. Boars are cool. Poor Simoon got sad. There was a mountain in her way. She got scared. It's okay, bud. I'm here for you. Okay, so what way did I want to go? I think it was this way. Whoop. Probably better to go around the pass. Yeah, that smoke trail definitely... Oh. That smoke trail over there. Like, it's hard to see now because of where I am, but there was one sort of, like, above the ridge over there. There you go. That seems like the place is what we gotta go to for our next quest, but... I want to go here. What was that? What is that? Hang on. Oh, there's a balloon there. Maybe that's where we get our map. Is that up there? Oh, it's smoke. I think, at least. I thought I saw something just, like, glowing beet fucking red over here. Ah, one of those. Ooh, it's a little stuttery here. This was the first location you found? Wild. This would be a really cool first place to go to. Like, I suppose you could probably say that about any location in this game. Hello. Let's find the... Ooh, that looks like it's the wreckage of a ship. We got a lot to explore here. God damn. Maybe we won't be doing that one quest I have highlighted. Maybe we're just doing other things today. Let's see. There's the rings down thereabouts. So let's get ourselves in position and gun the engines. That's one. That's two. Where are the others? Are there others? Or is it just these two? It might just be these two, and I might not be going fast enough. Or I might be going in the wrong order? Try the other way. Oh, there is another one. There we go. I'm a fool. Let's go up this way then. Nothing over there to that side, just making sure. And... Ah, there's a couple others. Whoops. There we go. There we go! Yeah, Shanghai Oh My, this game has got, like, some really, really pretty, geological formations in it. Truly love to see it. This is a great game for all the rock and mountain sickos out there. Myself included. I'm not much of a geologist, I ain't know much about, specifics of them, but, I know they're pretty. And sometimes that's all you really need to know. And that's another ring. How many of those do we have now? Not there. There we go. 3! A strange circular ring that I retrieve from a shrine buried under the sand. Feel a light tug towards an unknown place when I hold it lightly in my hands. Like a key that belongs somewhere. Yeah, I love just, like, this game's, art style when it comes to, like, statues and stuff like this. Like, it makes them look really, like, old and worn down and weird. That's that good shit you do love to see. Especially when it's specifically a statue of some dude holding a ball. You truly love to see the mysticism of the obscured. My controller is disconnected. That was why I was just running into the wall there. I was wondering why. Are these wizards? They might be. You know, something, magic and technology, significantly advanced and distinguishable, all that stuff. They might as well be wizards. Nice to see a game that has a genuine love for the desert like this. Yeah! Like, there are also, like, you know, multiple different types of, like, deserts and, like, you know, different things you can find in them. I'm explaining this like dog shit, but, you know, like, deserts are a much more, like, diverse ecosystem than just, oh, there was sand everywhere, and lots of dunes. And, I don't know, it's cool to see that in a game, you know? Deserts are super fucking pretty. Where was that bit of wreckage that I saw? There it is. That's where I want to go. God, yeah, I love our bike in this. There are, like, other parts you can get to customize it, but I don't know, I'm too attached to Sea Moon's default appearance. I love the way my girl looks like this. What do we got here? Aha. Oh, we got thwomps. We got climbable thwomps is what we got. Ahoy there! The loud, bellowing greeting nearly makes me jump out of my skin, but as I turn to see who's there, I find only darkness. Up here! Now I spot a waving figure cast in shadow. Where's that? I don't see it. Impressive, isn't it, Glider? Aren't you jealous? Of what? Me! Being up here! And having the skill to do it! Bet a small fry like you couldn't make it up here! It's an oddly combative energy to bring to a conversation with a stranger, I'll give him that. Yet something about it finds a home in my brain. Small fry. Little Sable. Tiny little Sable. A grain of sand tossed about by gentle wind. I look up at their tittering silhouette. Challenge accepted. Oh, it's fucking on. It is time to surmount the Tower of Steel. Kemble's Cube is a great name for a place, and we are going to scale the shit out of it. I am about to show this person who the real climber is around here. Who the fuck is Kemble? Proprietor of the cube. Whoopie daisy. There we go. I am going to make you regret the day you climbed in my desert without my permission. Cube ownership exists in this game. It does if you're Kemble. It does specifically if you're Kemble. Wait for that one to come back on down. There we go. Yeah, their first mistake was challenging Sable. Their second mistake was challenging me specifically. I want to do this. There we go. Meteor rail transfer. Smart, smart. You'll love to see it. Okay, now where can I go? Thereabouts. Another bit of scrap. Ooh, a whole box of scrap. Don't mind if I do. Yummy, yummy. I can sell that for cuts. Cuts which I can use to buy another map. To find more cuts. Whoop. Okay, okay. Can I recover? Yes. Where am I? How am I? I'll take it? That's what we call advanced platforming. Don't try that stuff until you're at least level 83. Okay, what do we got in here? Anything? Anything? A view of the outside. Who's the small fry now? Look at you. Look at you. You're tiny. You're so short. I could pick you up. There they are. I walk towards the climber, chest puffed with performative pride, and a well-earned swagger in my walk. It doesn't matter if I'm a little sweaty. They can't see that. It's fine. Not bad for a small fry, eh? I think I expect more antagonism, but what I get is a laugh. Well done! I'm impressed! I'm not above eating my words when I've been proven wrong. Here! I toss a climber's badge my way, and mercifully, I catch it. Today really is my day. You've earned that one, glider. Only a climber could take that taunt and meet the challenge head-on. It's an ascent like no other, this heap, and you should be proud you pulled it off. I take everything back. You're a very big fry. I'll take it. Great, that was cool. I say goodbye to Zaina. It's finally my chance to be a big fry. Yeah, I do really appreciate that, like, one of the things in this society that people can aspire to is just being very good at climbing stuff. That makes sense, given the type of terrain they have around here. And that, like, you know, most of their vehicles are, like, slow, cumbersome airships, and then, like, little dune bikes that don't really go up ways too much. But it is also very funny and charming. Also, Chum. Speaking of climbing, what if I just climbed some more? Oh. And there's another whole, like, ship over there. Let's see, what was the button for that? It was this. There we go. Place that there. Interesting cape collisions. Yeah, the cape just kind of does that. That's, kind of what fabric in a video game does. It's, I have it on good authority from some folks what do, like, animation stuff professionally, that, fabric is a fucking nightmare. If you want to account for it, you know, like, not clipping into things, but also being able to, flap around and move like real fabric does. It's scary out there. For fabric, specifically. Hey, Brady. Hope you're doing well today. We just climbed a big fucking boat. And a dude was like, yo, good job climbing this big fucking boat. is awesome. They're my friend now. Can you watch? I mean, you're watching right now, aren't you? There we go. Call the bike over. It's always fun watching Simoon, like, tumble around a bit into, like, a plant. Did you see that, though? I climbed that whole thing. I bet she's proud of me. Fabric sims are only recently getting good enough to avoid major clipping with thin fabrics and render fast. Yeah, it's, it sounds like it's been a very complicated problem, to solve, you know, both visually and, like, calculations-wise. Is my car alive? All machines are alive. You just gotta know how to listen for it. This one's alive, too. What does that say? Hang on, that has words on it. Rowley's Way? Rowley's Way. Huh. Can I get in? Yes. You stay here, okay, bud? I'll be back for you later. And you... I'll be back for you soon. Yeah, the music in this area has been really, really nice so far. Hey, I was right, it is Rowley's Way. Nice. Okay, before we do anything. Chum. Back in we go. Japanese breakfast doing the OSTs while you were interested in this game to start with? Hell yeah! I was aware of this game before I knew about, you know, who'd be doing the music for it. And then I heard, yeah, by the way, we got Japanese breakfast to, like, work on some of the music with us for this game, and I was just kind of like, oh, fuck, okay, now I definitely have to buy this game right fucking now, right away. And then it was one of those games that is kind of, like, dropped all of a sudden without, like, an advanced release date. It was just kind of like, yeah, by the way, it's out now. And I was just like, oh, fuck. Oh, I need it now. Game's good. I like it a lot. I've been doing a bit of writing lately, because I wanted to, like, you know, take my thoughts about games, what I played last year, and try and structure them out into something more... well, structured, I suppose. And so I've been pecking away at that recently. I'm probably going to try and power through that during GDQ. Well, I've got some nice speedruns in the background. Like essays? Kind of. I always did like writing essays, but it's like, it's less, here's a whole essay for every little thing I played, and more like, you know, here's a paragraph or a couple, because I don't want to write too much, because then I would be here all year. But it's been fun doing that, and Sable is one of the games I have on my list because, you know, I played it last year. It's from last year. I liked it a whole lot. And, I feel a little bit weird, admittedly, about, like, doing writing on a game that, I haven't finished. But, you know, even then, I think, you know, the time I've spent with it so far is still worth, talking about and expanding on in that sort of way. Can't write essays? I have always, enjoyed doing it, and I feel like I've always been at least decent enough at it. I like writing. I like that sort of writing style. Okay, so that flings it all the way over here. And presumably we will need, others. There's a power core over there we can take out. What is it powering right now? The moving blocks. Is there any other way up there? No. We need the 3 flingers to get our way over there. It looks like. Oh, I see. I see what I have to do. Clever. Because you only have 2 of these. And so you have to put one in here at first to fling yourself to the second one, because you can't climb while holding something. No, no, get back here! Okay, it's fine, it's safe, don't worry. There we go. Love writing an essay sometimes? It's fun! In a darker, more eviler timeline, you'd be a podcast guy? Brady, we gotta start a podcast. We don't actually gotta, but I mean, if you ever want to do something like that together, I'd be down. I don't know, I just like talking about stuff like that and sort of expanding on my thoughts. That sort of, not quite academic, I guess, sort of exploratory, tone of voice and writing is always, I don't know, it's always been one that's been interesting to me and one that I've liked, using and writing with. I just like writing stuff. Whether that's, you know, fiction or non-fiction. Okay, and then we go over here. We get our scramp metal. And that's gotta be going again so we can get back. There's one over here. And that opens the door down there. I see. Okay. When do I think I'll be done writing it? Not sure. Just because, A, I'm slow at writing. I think I might have fucked that up. Let's see, can you throw it? Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to throw it across the gap. Okay, let's think about this. I'm slow at writing. And also I'm not like in any particular rush. But, hopefully by the end of the month, you know? If I power this back up again, what does this do for us? Maybe you just hate school's mandatory writing essay structures. Yeah, that might do it. Turns out there's a lot of stuff that I quite enjoyed doing when I didn't have to do it under the context of, oh god, I have to do this in a specific way according to a teacher's rules, otherwise my entire future could be in jeopardy. Turns out when you don't have that hanging over your head, stuff can be fun sometimes. Okay, so this then goes this way. Takes us over here. But, like, how does this help us? There's that bit up there, but that's only like a bit of money at looks like. Oh, I see what I have to do. I understand. Right? Yes. Okay. Take this out. Wait. Okay, I know what to do. I have to shuffle these around a little bit, but... take this one out. And then... wait, no. Put it back in. Okay. Now take it out. Come on. Okay, wait for it to retract, and then take it out. There we go. And so... jump it here. And flung. Okay. Thank you, Juniper Guitari, for that 20-month resub.
Wow. 20 months. That's 10 and 10 together.
Sure is.
Very cool. Keep it up, Holly.
Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping on by, and thanks for that resub. Okay, so now I put this down here. And that'll get chuckstered all the way on over to the other side. Maybe, just to be safe, I move this over to... don't throw it. Why am I pressing throw? Just press X to put it down. There you go. And then that'll get chuckstered all the way on over to that other side, so I can put it in there to open the door. Now that that's done, I can take this. We need that one powered, and this one. And so what I want to do is get onto the pushy penguin and get pushed into the grabbing platform. Like that. They're calling me the genius of platforming. Now, where did the node go? Oh, I forgot to do the thing that pushes it over. I forgot to launch it. I did the first step and the last step, but I never did the middle step. They are revoking my Genius of Platforming title for the time being. There we go. Now it's time. Now it's time to execute the rest of the plan. It's fine, it was just a trial run, it was just to prove that the idea holds water. And it does. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, I should have waited. We do that again. Can I make it to this one? Let's see. I didn't even need to use the grabbing platform. I literally could have done that with, like, fewer cells. You can just launch yourself. Okay. Good to know. There was a ladder here. No, I didn't even realize there was a ladder here. In that case, yeah, I didn't use the ladder because I didn't realize the ladder was there. But now that I know it's there, that does make, this one little optional bit I saw, easier to reckon with. Let's see. Up here. And come on, come on, come on. Yes. A whopping 20 smackers. Yahoo! Man, that room is cool. Let's see if there's any other goodies in here. We got this. God, I always love these, like, ship computer terminal bits. Some more scrap. Blue Man Group doing a show here. No, 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 this is Blue Man Solo. This is just one. I say hello to Saren.
Sable, your security clearance has been updated. Please proceed to the whale to authenticate. You have unread messages. Here are your unread messages.
Recording 3. Come on, Sing. You know what we're up against. We purge our engines out here, we've got nothing for the terraformers. We need to land now.
Cram it, Deacon. Wow. Look, every day the radiation's getting worse. I can't keep selling this BS to the crew. And no, I'm not landing on that planet either. We're not landing anywhere until we know more about these atmospheric anomalies. There may be life signs on the surface, but that doesn't mean they're hospitable. But we do need this stuff off the ship, Deacon. Mission be damned.
That planet is the whole reason we're here. If we don't get those terraformers up and functional, then we came out here for nothing. How's that going to look?
If we go back without completing our objective, you can forget a promotion. You'll be sent to some outworld rock to monitor a relay station, Captain.
There's a bit of tense silence after the emphasis on Captain, and I feel as though I'm listening to something I shouldn't. The one called Sing speaks again.
Okay, just... once we get within range of the planet, we give Saren 2 more days to figure out what's causing the disturbance. I don't want to fly through it if we don't know what it is. But we may not have a choice.
Attaboy, Sing. I knew you'd make the right call. Now, come on. Sit down and have a drink with me.
Get the hell out of my room, Deacon.
There's some silence, some shuffling, and a faint hiss of air. Then it's just the lonely the lonely voice of the captain again. I wonder how long ago all this was.
Saren, override privacy protocol on Finance Officer Deacon. I want you to keep an eye on him.
Yes, Captain.
And then... nothing.
No unread messages.
Looks like there was more than just some sort of crash then. Sounds like things mayhaps were a bit tense on the vessel itself. Interesting. Yeah, it sure sounds like their finance officer made some history. I wonder if that means anything. I always forget that Deacon is like a name and not just like a job title. about this mark, so we can remove that. Oh, that was the chum that we found, wasn't it? Never mind. Mark that. Now, there was a balloon somewhere. And I want to get to it so I can get the map of this area. But I don't really remember where that was. There's that bit that we climbed up, and it was near that, so let's just go back that way. Sun's rising. I thought I could drift my way on up this little cliff face. There it is. Up we go. There's also smoke up there. Ship had a rough landing? Yeah, looks like a lot of the ships that made Planetfall here, did. I think there's a reason why, all of the spacefaring vessels we have seen pretty clearly did not make clean landings. Which is part of what they're talking about in their ship logs. They were talking about, in, like, the first two, which was, you know, I streamed this a couple of weeks ago, so, you know, you would be forgiven if you had forgotten them. I only half remember it myself, but they were talking about, there was, like, some presence, some, like, force detected in, like... I don't remember if it was, like, in the atmosphere, or if it was, like, coming off of the planet or something that was, like... possibly messing with navigational systems. And so that was a worry, when they were thinking about, you know, landing. Can I climb this high? Singh wanted to jettison dangerous cargo for the safety of the crew, and Deacon reminded him the investors would make him pay for that. Yeah, it was specifically, stuff they had for terraforming. I mean, given the fact that this place is still, largely desert, I reckon you can imagine, how that turned out. Let's call Simone just to make sure she's nearby. Now, how the hell do you get up these? Because you clearly don't just climb up these little spires. Not with my stamina, at least. There's the balloon somewhere around here. There's the balloon. Maybe we should just try heading towards there first, and then once we've gotten up there, we'll have a better vantage point. What's this game? It's Sable. That's what it says on the stream description. Presumably using the skeleton over here. Oh, I see. I can climb up there. Ah. Bike's still far away. Guess we're hoofing it. I wonder if you could drift the bike up this like spinal column. I'm not brave enough to try it, but I'm sure someone is. Not been able to watch for a while. Where's the bike? She is over here, I think. I left her off for a little bit for some enrichment. And I decided to go for a walk. Think this game is like Breath of the Wild adjacent, but with some aesthetic, setting, and music similar to RimWorld. I don't know enough about RimWorld to corroborate that. All I know is about RimWorld is hearing some stuff about the dev being kind of a weirdo, about women and sexuality specifically, and I was just kind of like, oh, okay, no thanks. I think that was RimWorld, at least. Unless it was some other similar, sort of game like that. It was? Yeah, okay. Just remember there being some whack shit about, might be thinking of Factorio? No! The Factorio devs are a different thing, which I'm also aware of. I just remember it specifically being, like, something about, like, the sexuality of certain people in RimWorld, like, being hard-coded to, like, be something where, like, oh, I don't remember the specifics of it. I just remember it was really weird. And when people were like, oh, why is that specifically set like that? The developer was just like, well, that's just the way it is in the real world. And it was just kind of like, okay, dude. Come on now. I only half remember the specifics of it. Man, it always makes me sad when there's some game that's like, oh yeah, this is a neat looking game, that like does some cool stuff and I'm interested in checking it out. And then I hear about, you know, the devs having like weird, worldviews and like putting that into their games sometimes, and it's just like, I don't want to give you my money anymore, actually. Thank you, Beanie Boy Beef, for the 11 months. Appreciate that. Man. Big fucking skeleton, though. Thank you, Gracious Victory, for the 20 months.
Smash Brothers announcer voice 20.
20 versus...
I don't know what another funny thing to say, fighting against 20 would be, but it'd be followed up with...
Junior.
Thank you for the 20 months. I appreciate that. That was a living thing at one point. Uh-huh. It sure was.
Junior.
Thank you, Goblin King Merrick,
Junior.
for the 18-month resub. I appreciate that. I don't know why, I don't know why Smash Bros. Announcer saying
Junior.
is so funny to me. Unfortunate, because the game itself is so good, you can't just stop playing it. I mean, you don't need to justify this to me. This is, you know... I have no fucking stake in this. This is something you need to think about yourself, you know? You don't guts to justify what you do and don't do to some random streamer on the internet. It's fine. Just... How do we get him? Wait, was there a chum? Did I miss a chum? Oh, no, people are talking about this being chum bones. Okay. I don't think the chum have bones. I don't think, at least. They don't quite seem the type. God, there was another game, where something like that happened. I think it was Forager, which was this sort of, like, idle-ish game, and I was like, oh, huh, this seems cute, I want to check this out. And then, like, a while ago, some stuff came out about how the dev was just, like, I don't remember it exactly. Something about, like, allegations of transphobia, and also, like, treating, collaborators on the project really shitty, and it was just kind of like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's time to see if I can get a refund on this.
The balloon. Up we go.
Hate how common this stuff is in the indie game scene. It's not even specifically an indie game thing, it's just... I mean, it's a problem in the games industry because it's, you know, problems in our society. It just seems like it's especially common in the indie game industry because people are talking about it nowadays. This is just... Unfortunately, the world is like this, you know? Cartographer greets me slowly, like they're not sure if I'm really there or not.
What? Oh, right. Hello. Huh. You've come a long way, haven't you, Glider?
Their voice wavers a bit.
Welcome to the Black Sea, Hakoa.
I ask if they're alright.
Oh, better than all right. I'm brilliant.
Can I buy a map?
Certainly. Have a look at my wares.
I'll take a badge. And I'll take a map. I got an achievement called Big Spender. Hard with indie games, because there's usually one person spearheading games and stuff. They don't really have a PR person to monitor everything they say. I mean, even then, like, that's not necessarily... Like, I don't think that necessarily makes it harder or, like, more or less egregious. Like, look at the fucking thing with Activision Blizzard. Like, they've got a massive fucking PR team. That doesn't change the fact that, like, there's awful fucking things that have happened to that company. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding what you say. I am known to do that. What should I see nearby? They respond like I should already know what they're about to say! Thank you, mile marker, for the 16 months.
Speaking of society, Me6 is doing NFTs now.
Wow.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not really surprised that the fucking Discord bot named after a fucking, Rick and Morty joke is getting into that, but, you hate to see it all the same. Thanks for the 16 months, I appreciate that. They respond... I already read that.
Of course. You'll find shelter at Seven Sisters Station. Not sure if you'll find any sisters, though, let alone 7 of them.
They look up thoughtfully.
Oh, Glowworm Cave is a magical place. You must make some time for it now that you're here. Weird as anything. You'll love it. And there's something really special about the Crystal Plateau, though I wasn't able to get my balloon out there. It doesn't mix well with lightning, you see.
Lightning? Doesn't mean it makes it less egregious, just that it feels more common. Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, it's like... You probably don't, like, necessarily hear as much about, like, all of the stuff in, like, the bigger name game companies, just because, like, you know, for a lot of structural reasons, it is harder to talk about that stuff. What other regions are we near?
Always a good plan to orient yourself. Love it. To the north lies Red Sea, and across the Badlands to the east you'll find the Wash.
Thanks. thank the cartographer for their valuable time and head off. I do like that this game has a lot of canonical non-binary characters. You love to see it. Okay, now how the fuck do you get there? That looks like a staircase to me. Let's fucking go! Love to see non-binary identities normalized in video games more and more. Uh-huh! It's that good shit you love to see. All in all, you're glad you decided you actually don't want to get into the games industry? Yeah, it's, unfortunately the way of it. I mean, I suppose I've got my part in that ecosystem, but, you know, I just think it's important to talk about, the stuff that's, you know, that's wrong about the systems and celebrate the stuff that's good. It's, definitely... I'm trying to think of the words to describe my thoughts, but, you know, it's a lot of the stuff you hear about is certainly troubling. You hear a lot about people, like, getting put in, like, the fucking meat grinder for the sake of making a video game. And it's just kind of like... Mayhaps that's not worth it. But, I don't know, at the same time, it's just... It's sad seeing a lot of creative people get kind of chewed up and chewed out like that. Games is cool. Unfortunately, sometimes people. Unfortunately, sometimes capitalism. All the folks who are cool, who struggle to make games, are brave and cool and sincere. Yeah. It's... There's a lot of people out there that make a lot of really cool and interesting stuff, and it's like, I don't know, I'm glad they have the chance to share that with the world. And so I think it's important to celebrate that. As a non-binary person, you literally get no representation unless you're an alien or a mushroom. Yeah, that's, something I've definitely noticed that's, like, kind of irked me, as someone who's, kind of, sort of, non-binary-ish. It's like, I don't know, it's something I don't really talk about too much, just because it's largely just, like, a personal thing to me. But, like, even then, it's like, to someone like me, it's like, yeah, it's weird how, like, they don't let characters like this just be a person. As much as I do love, seeing, like, robots and, like, weird non-human stuff in fiction, it's also like, but yeah, what if we celebrated the people that are like this, though? What if we did that? Instead of othering them? Wouldn't that be nice? If I jump from here, there's no fucking way I'm making that, From this cliff and jump? Surely you're a chump. From this cliff right here? No need to fear? Getting into game dev and you're struggling really hard with I'm non-binary so all my characters are and I like monsters so all my characters are. I mean, like... At the end of the day, you should still make the thing that's, like, important to you and, like, that resonates with you and has value with you. Because the whole point is that you're trying to make something, you know? And, like... I feel like it's different coming from, you know, a non-binary person being like, you know, this is something personal to me, this is something I want to talk about and express. Versus, like, I don't know, some AAA game dev coming out and being like, oh yeah, we're making waves in the world of representation. Here is our amazing character that's not a man or a woman. Also, they're like a weird, fucked up, like, robot thing with no emotions. And it's like... those two things are very different, you know? It's like... I saw some like, someone talking sort of, like, about this the other day, about how, like, oh, you know, because of, like, a lot of shitty, writing out there where it's like, oh, I put gay characters in my story, but they exist solely for the sake of suffering, so that, you know, like, straight people can have, like, torture porn that they look at and go, oh, isn't that so sad and inspiring? And it's like, yeah, having that shit sucks, but also then it places the expectation, that, like, oh, well, you shouldn't ever write stories, that are sad about gay people, because then it's like, well, what about me, who likes tragedies? I don't get that kind of stuff, because, like, there's that weird expectation that's been set from people who've decided, they can tell our stories better than us and have hurt us because of it, you know? I don't know, I'm always willing to be a lot more, like, lenient, when it's like, oh, here's a story that I'm writing about me, about someone like me, sort of thing. You know? I feel like I'm not explaining that super well, but context is important. The split-toe shoes make missteps at great heights less likely, and grips on the soles make exploration easier on foot. Think I'm making total sense? Oh god, thank god. I'm always worried every time I'm like, oh, I have a thought about this, I want to, like, express it and talk about it, and I'm worried that the words come out of my mouth and they sound like, the verbal equivalent of when a baby takes a bunch of blocks with letters on them and just kind of slams them together. Just and then everyone's like, yes, I see it makes total sense, huh? Get dinner calzone for the 14 months.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Appreciate that. Let's see if I can get on top of this boat, and then have a higher vantage point. And it's like, I guess on that same topic of, you know, like, non-binary characters in a lot of stories not just getting to be people, sort of, along those... Sable? How the fuck did you do that, girl? She climbed up a ledge that wasn't there! Girl! That was awesome! Do that again! Anyways, what was I saying? You know, there we go. I want to try and do this dumb fucking jump that probably isn't legal. I want to commit this jump crime before I, like, continue, talking about whatever the fuck I was talking about. There we go, there we go. Oh god, oh god. No! No! Come on. There we go. Great, okay. I climb up this. No. Okay. What if I could get double damage? I always get double damage. It's my passive ability. This is literally like 10 times easier doing it from this side. Or maybe not. Maybe we just have to get up on this fence and that's enough. There we go. That's not even gonna be much of a height difference. But, let's good enough for me. No, it's not. No, it's not. Let's just do this. I think I can make this, actually. Anyways, what the hell was I saying? You know. I do like, characters, that are, you know, non-human, and like, you know, everything that would maybe entail, and who have, like, their own, like, weird, personal, sometimes different expressions of, like, gender and, like, personal expression and things like that. And, like, I don't know, I like stuff like that a lot. A lot of that, like, resonates with me. But on the other hand, like, I don't know, there's so much shit about, like, trans people being seen as, like, not human or less than human, just, like, in real life, by other people, that it's like, I don't know, I feel like I get super, fucking ornery, about that, because it's like I see too much of myself in that, and it's like, no, I would very much like to be seen as a human and treated as a human, and all of that stuff. Which is why I think I get super pissy sometimes, when people are like, oh my god, you're such a cryptid, you're such a blah 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 and stuff like that. It's like, no, fuck off. I'm a 27-year-old person. I'm a human-ass being. I would like to be treated like that and seen like that instead of, like, being seen like I'm a fucking thing. I don't know. Look at that bird, though. Look at all these birds. Goodbye! Love the birds in this game. Alright, now that I made it up here, what is here? What is this place? It's got more cool bones. Feel big same about autism rep. Yeah, that's another common sentiment I've heard from a lot of my autistic friends. It's it would be nice to you know, be seen as a person who has, you know, some differences instead of just being treated like a fucking alien. I definitely can sympathize with that. One thing you're always self-conscious about as an artist is that you make too many gay characters because yours truly is the big gay, but at the same time you're afraid there's too many, but you just want to see some gay aliens and monsters. I mean, again, like, I always feel like there's gonna be a difference between, like, someone who is these things, trying to express these things in, like, what they create, and then, you know, someone, who doesn't have these lived experiences, who is just like, oh, actually I'm a genius, and I have, so many smart things to say about, the lived experiences of gay people that only me, a straight person, could share with the world, and it's like, come on now. If a gay person does it, it's like, awesome, you're just writing about what you know, and you're expressing, you know, yourself, your lived experiences. That's great, that's wonderful. And, you know, that's not to say that you can't write, or create things that aren't, you know, necessarily, like, your lived experience. I think that's how you end up having a lot of stories that are just about, like, a lot of older white dudes and then literally nothing else. But, you know, it's like, something to keep in mind. If you're ever self-conscious of, like, oh no, I'm gay and I'm worried that I'm putting too many gay people in my story, I think you need to think about that, like, oh no, am I expressing myself too much in this thing I'm trying to create? And the answer to that is, what are you talking about? Bro, that's awesome. You know?
I want Sable to be able to roll around in the sphere like Super Monkey Ball. Oh yeah.
God, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Hi, who are you?
Hey there! How can I help you today?
What is this place?
It's an ancient Hicaric ruin. We found it a few years ago and been trying to get it back to life since. Cool, right? After we got the bird towers up and running, I spent a long time figuring out how to farm and engineer those big bones you see across the trails.
What do you mean, farm and engineer bones? What do you mean by this boatmaker, Jake?
It's how we navigate the rocks, ferry ourselves around. If you have a bike, I've got some If you got a bike, I've got some interesting parts to sell. If you see Umi around, say hello. It's nice to see someone else up here.
What do you mean you farm and engineer the bones? Boatmaker Jake is a professional boner. I would like to trade with you. Bike booster. Redwood from the uplands of the Badlands combined with bones from the trails make this a great, if rustic, material to ride with. Oh, that's fun. I want that. I want these. That's cool. My friend Moon will have some new bones. Yeah, you know, if it's like, if you're writing and making something about, like, oh, there's a chum, about, like, you know, who you are and, like, what you are, and, like, stuff like that, and, like, I feel like that's, like, you know, important, to express yourself in the way that you want to, in that regard, and then, you know, if you're including, characters in, like, the things that you're making that aren't necessarily, like you, you know, it's important to be mindful of the fact that you probably, probably cannot necessarily tell a story about, like, what it means to be like that, better than someone whose, like lived experiences is that, and so you maybe necessarily shouldn't be making that kind of story as much as just, like, including people like that in your stories, if that makes sense. Like, you know, if you're not gay, you don't gotta necessarily make a story about the nuances of what it means to be a gay person, but, like, that doesn't mean you can't have gay people in your story. In fact, you maybe still should in some capacity. Stuff like that. I think there was a bee I wanted to include there, but I don't remember what it was. I'm a little scatterbrained because I'm also jumping around here. Like, basically you don't want to be a David Cage. And oh yeah, I remember what the bee was. The bee was, you know, talk to people. Fucking talk to people, when you're, like, making stuff like that about stuff you're not familiar with. Do research. Higher sensitivity, like, readers. Like, they exist for a reason. They do good work for a reason. If that's something you're worried about, you should, like, you know, give them money for their time and energy. Here's a chum. I remember there was, like, something I was reading about, like, a person who writes, like, tabletop RPGs, and how they, like, wanted to, like, write a, like, campaign sort of thing in a, like, setting based on, like, the Middle East, and so they hired, like, a sensitivity writer who would, like, you know, read into the stuff they were, like, trying to make, and so they realized, oh, okay, actually, a lot of this stuff that I'm, like, thinking of making is kind of lousy for a lot of reasons, so I'm just going to, like, shelf that for now and do something else, and, like, that perspective's important, you know? Why am I climbing up this again? For the sheer joy of it, I suppose. So yeah, just don't presume, and also, talk to other people who are more familiar, because you don't want to be the next David Cage. No one wants to, except for David Cage, I suppose, but, that's not a good thing. I do like these bird towers. It's a really cool place. What are these bird towers? Gotta drink water. I lied, I drank a bit of tea. David Cage allegedly cried in court, you think that's good? Yeah! The fucking... the bit where he, like, went to court and, like, people were, like, you know, rightfully calling out his company for the garbage they were doing. Thank you, Belp, for the raid. I hope you had a wonderful stream today. Thank you to everyone stopping on by from that raid. We're talking about David Cage and how much he sucks ass. Thank you, Crackers and Pie, for the 12-month resub.
1 year, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But God, you know, everyone just talking about, like, you know, the awful working conditions at Quantic Dream and all that shit, and then he was just, like, in fucking tears, just being like, you slander my work, you slander my company, and he, like, ran out of the fucking court, like, in tears or something. Fucking awesome. Get fucked, dude. It's funny how highly respected David Cage was when Fahrenheit came out. Now his name is literally a joke. It's funny because Fahrenheit was also dog shit. Fahrenheit was really bad. Fahrenheit has, like, all of the trappings of, like, all the dumb shit that David Cage, like, puts into his games because of his, like, shitty worldview. And then because, like, a bunch of critics were like, oh, this does some interesting stuff, you know, with the formula of video games, he just kind of went like, yes, now it's time to put even more of that in my video games. And then he did, and it was awful. You've traveled a long way. Not often we get travelers. Why are you out here? I'm just harvesting some of the bird excrement we get from these towers. Oh, the towers are set up to harvest bird shit. Awesome. Do you live up here? Only for parts of the year. The winds get rough and it becomes hard to stay.
Just wanna say I don't usually watch you live, but I watch your archives often and you make me so happy during work or random times. Love ya.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm always glad, when folks talk about, you know, enjoying the VODs channel, because, like, I only have, a couple of hours a day where I'm allowed to, or not so much allowed to, but I guess when it's, like, you know, ideal to stream, because, like, other people in the house aren't, like, trying to sleep or get other work done. So, like, you know, it's kind of limiting in terms of, like, when people can catch it live. So, I'm glad there's folks out there who would enjoy, the recordings of streams. Thank you for the tip, I really appreciate that. The winds get rough and it becomes hard to stay. Better to get on the sands and sell up what we can in the hard months. I do love it up here when the winds are steady. Nothing quite like riding a boat through the towers of rock. Bird crap's the only downside. A profitable one, at least. See you around. That's really scary! Just being like, alright, well, I'll see you later! Empty text box. I like to think they just kind of stared at each other dead-eyed for like a good 20, 30 seconds. I almost said minutes. Just... That is really funny that they're just farming and selling bird shit, though. Also, God, yeah, was it, the Gamer Awards where they were like, oh yeah, here's our... Wait, am I clipping through this? Am I clipping through this? I'm clipping through this. Oh fuck, I'm clipping through this. Damn, hang on. Wild. I'm surprised, you know, for a game as big as this, made by such a small team, we've only... There's been, like, one whole single object that was, clipped throughable by accident. God, was it the fucking Game Awards? Where... Yeah, it was the Game Awards. That's what I was thinking of, where, they were like, oh yeah, it's very important for us to call out, you know, abuse in the industry and make sure that we're not putting a spotlight on that and celebrating you know, the good that people do and things like that, and like, you know, very explicitly not naming any sort of names or anything like that, and then immediately afterwards just going, by the way, here's the new David Cage game from Quantic Dream, and it's going to be a Star Wars one, and it's like, man, come on. Come on now. Come on now. Plus, you know, all the stuff happening at, like, Ubisoft and the like, you know, just because it's only the Activision stuff, what is, trending in the news or whatever, they only took the Activision people off of the board of directors, for the Game Awards or whatever. Oh, this one is also clip-throughable. Interesting. Interesting. But yeah, I don't pay too much heed to the whole, oh, well, X game didn't win Y award or whatever, just because, like, that's all pretty much a matter of opinion, and, public vote has nothing to do with it. It's like that accounts for like 10% of it, and the rest is just like whoever they have on their team or whatever, so it's like, okay, this reflects the views of whoever is putting the show on, I don't really care. So like, I don't pay much heed to, oh, this game won instead of that one, because that's not, like, I don't really care about that, personally. There are like a lot of other more interesting places I could go to hear people talk about, the games, what they liked in a given year, rather than something like the Game Awards. I think it's cool, when, you know, the hard work and dedication of developers gets, celebrated in that kind of way, but, other than that, I don't really care for it. I was about to jokingly be like, oh, why don't I put on my own Game Awards? But, like, I suppose that's kind of what I'm writing. Though it's less, oh, here's, like, explicit categories, and more just, here's stuff I liked. So I think that's what's more interesting to me than, you know, explicit sort of, here's an award for some arbitrary category we made up. I'm still kind of bitter about, the fucking, oh, games for change category they have, because it's like, I suppose in a vacuum the sort of idea behind it is interesting enough, but in practice it is basically just, oh, here's all these weird little indie games, or games made by queer people. And it's just kind of like, okay. Why couldn't these be celebrated in other categories as well? I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it. I wanted this one. Patronizing is a good way to put it, yeah. Fast travel here. Does it bring the bike with me? Yes it does. Cool. Whee! I'm okay. I got an achievement for that. Simo, did you see that shit? That was awesome! Yeah, it definitely does feel a little bit patronizing, just being like, oh yeah, here's all the quirky little indie games, just like in their own separate box or whatever. It's again, in a vacuum, the idea behind it isn't necessarily all that bad, but like in practice it does just feel massively patronizing, doesn't it? Give poor Simoon a heart attack? No, Simoon loves this shit. You see the way her engines are purring? She thought that was dope. What was the achievement called? Not that kind of gliding. I guess I can't just Skyrim horse my way up here. Is Toby Fox still okay, or are we still mad at him for Sans Undertale? I don't know what you mean by that? Don't understand. It's good to know my friend the sound bug, is still here. Thought people were mad at Sans or Toby, not that I'm aware of. I guess people got up in a tizzy or whatever because Megalovania played for the Pope or something, but I don't know what that was. I paid no attention to it because I have no interest in anything the Pope does. I say get up in a tizzy, but it was less like people were upset about it, and more just people were shocked by it, I suppose, amazed. The Pope is still alive? I know what you probably meant by that, Meatman the Ace, but I'm just... I'm obsessed with the idea of someone just thinking the Pope is one singular person throughout all of history, rather than it being like a title or something. I know that's not what you meant, but also... Ah, the sky is really fucking cool here.
Gonna go finish my first book of the year.
Good luck!
Oh yeah. See you tomorrow for pyjamas.
Oh,
I'm scared.
I'm excited for Peach. And thank you for the tip, sis. I appreciate it. So I'm guessing the yellow is because of these massive sulfur vents. The vents of sulfur that are spewing sulfur all around.
They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the Pope with his voice, shouted him apart.
Yeah, this place does seem very much like an underwater environment that was just drained of all of its water, doesn't it? And hey, Seven Sister Station. Here we are. So maybe I should look for the actual bike parking spot.
They say Ulfric Stormclown murdered the High Pope with his jokes, giggled him apart.
This is not the parking spot. That is someone's workstation. I should, put it in the actual, There we go. You don't even need to park your bike there. I just like to. Look at this guy strut! Look at him go! Power walking through the station. Fuck yeah. They are on a mission.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Thank you for the bits. Let's talk to them. Let's see what their deal is. Forest. Hard to miss the Seven Sisters floating around up there. Pretty incredible, huh? I've seen a climber or two attempt that climb. Rarely ends well. Oh. A climb, you say? A climb, you say? A climb, you say? Climb up into the sky, you say? A crystal butterfly. Also, wait, no, there's more stuff down here. I should talk to the people here before I start climbing up this. The machinist is a slow mover, intentional in every action. As I approach, she crosses her arms and tilts her head back, looking me over, evaluating. I put a saunter in my walk that I might seem a little more casual than I feel. This person is tiny. This person is so small. Sable's like, what, a teenager, mid to late teen, and like, she's taller than this little engineer. I don't know if this is just a short adult, or if Sable is just, like, shredded, but, like, either way, good for her. Her greeting is a silent tip of her chin. I give a nod back. What's your name? She has a voice like gravel. I tell her my name, and she extends a hand in greeting. Zara, what are you looking for? I'd like a machinist badge. She chuckles deep in her chest. Someone tell you we were giving those away? If you want a badge, I need to know you're somebody who can earn a badge. Oh, I am. I can feel the smirk. She isn't mocking, though, only entertained. Didn't even think twice. I like that. You ever been to the Crystal Plateau? No. I shake my head. She gives another chuckle. Well, I won't spoil the surprise. Is the surprise the lightning? Because I had the map person tell me about that already. I've already heard about the lightning. Take a ride out there and harvest me some lightning crystals. You get me 3 of them, you get a badge. And I get to finish the parts I'm working on. I nod and turn to go, but she clears her throat to stop me. Before you go, you done this before? I've harvested other things. I tell her I've harvested other things. She doesn't ask me what sort of thing, so I needn't tell her it's only root vegetables, and I think that's best for everyone. Oh, you know, I've harvested stuff in my time.
Right, stuff. It's a dangerous job. Before you try it yourself, speak to Tota. He's the leader of the Crystal Farmers. Man of experience. And a friend. You'll find him at the base of the plateau, southwest of here. Make for the lightning. You can't miss it.
I thank her for the advice.
Good luck. Think you might need it.
I say goodbye to Zara. That's a fun little quest name. Man, this place is pretty, though. When does Sable get to do a backflip? In 8 months. When they add the backflip DLC. I have it on good authority that they're adding a backflip DLC in 8 months. Cannot go in this tiny house. It's too small for Sable's. It's probably just a shed now that I think about it. And not a house, but... What is a shed, if not a house for tools? Listen, what is a crystal if not nature's potato? I like your mask. Courier Irene. A delivery out in Hakoa. Brilliant! This is the last time I agree to this. Fumes scratching at your eyes. The humidity's unbearable. All this whilst lugging a heavy bag across this terrain. Rowanna's mask, I wish I had a hover bike. Potatoes come from nature too? Yeah, but like, potatoes were selectively bred to be potatoes by humans. Crystals were selectively bred by the earth. It's different. I've got a hover bike. I can deliver stuff for you. Potatoes are selected to be bred? I mean, some of them are. There's potato bread. That's a thing. Do I have any new mail? I think... Whoa! 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 How did I do that? How did I do that? How did I do that? I don't know how to reproduce that, but it was fucking awesome. Oh, man. Man, if that's a thing you can do at, like, any ledge, speedrunners gotta figure that shit out and tell me how to do it so I can do it. Let's go in here. I like these cute little beds they got here at the sort of, like, tavern and inn sort of places. This is Affy, the innkeeper of the camp.
What can I do for you? You got time to help me with something?
What do you need? The innkeeper seems almost giddy.
I need you to gather some slicer beetle poo.
You want me to gather poo? I ask her if she really wants me to gather poo.
From beetles, yes. I'm trying to grow more flowers these days, and you know what they say?
Flower power, beetle poo.
Who says that?
Lots of people. Slicer beetles are fairly docile, but if you're gonna get the poo out of them, you'll need to give them a fright. Jumping on their backs usually does the job, but it takes some doing to get them to stand still. I'm sure you'll figure it out. And don't worry, it's not cruel.
I think briefly about what I would call it if someone stood on my back and frightened me into defecation.
Or, well, it doesn't hurt them. They're made of strong stuff, and they'll get over it. We've all been there, eh?
Yep, that classic problem where people are constantly jump scaring me and standing on my back to steal my shit. Quite literally my shit. It's always happening and I'm sick of it. Sick to death of it! Come on now. Who among us can really say they've never had someone scare them to take their poos away? Come on now.
Anyhow, I'll need 3 pellets of the stuff. There's a nest of them underneath Carib's Hold, southeast of here. So that's where you'll probably want to look.
I tell her I'm on the case and say goodbye. Why is everyone saying along us? What happened? What? Huh? I feel like I missed something here. Okay. Do you know where I can find some glowworms?
Oh, yes, absolutely I do. There's a cave far to the south of here, just packed with the sinister little creeps.
Sinister little creeps.
Oh, I hate them. They're just, awful. But unfortunately, they're of use sometimes, so I've become quite practiced at catching them.
I ask if she might be able to help, and the response is a shudder.
Ugh, absolutely not. But I can advise. You'll need to get them down from where they nest on the roof of the cave. To do that, look for sulfurous rocks lying around nearby. Do you want to write this down?
I tell her I'm taking mental notes.
Well, you want to look for sulfurous rocks and get them wet. They'll start smoking, and that should be enough to knock the glowworms out and net your awful slimy quarry.
Rather than put her through more, I offer my thanks and move along.
Anything else I can help you with?
Do you know where Lahore is?
Lahore? Haven't seen her in ages. Like, actual years. I think at the time she was following the path of the archer. Anything else I can help you with?
Nope.
Farewell.
Alright. That's progress. Man, these things are pretty. Yeah, I don't know who or what the archer is. I think that might be the first time we're hearing that term, as it were. Which is interesting. That's new verb. That's a new verb. Speaking of beetles, it's time to collect poo, I guess. I've decided to go on Poo Poo Quest, actually. All the way over thereabouts. Gotta find the map for this area, too. Is this like... Oh, no. So there's this area we're in now. Then there's the northeast. And then the southeast. And that's... Then we'll have everything mapped out. That means then we could technically, if we want to, get the mapper mask and find our calling, but I don't know. I don't really think that's what my Sable wants to go for necessarily. I think I'll make the mask. I'm just not sure if that's the one I would like to call my own. Maybe it will be someday. Not today. Who are you? What are you doing walking around here? You having fun? Where are you going? Ooh, audio's getting a bit stuttery again. That's an unfortunate bug. It's okay, Simoon. You can fall down. It's okay. You got this. You got this. Just. Do you want me to climb up for you? Do you want me to come and get you? Do you want me to help lead you down? Come on. Come on. It's okay. I'll catch you. Okay, well, if you're too shy, you can just stay there and wiggle around. I'll come and get you. It's okay to be a little bit scared of heights. I worded that as if it's somehow not okay to be very afraid of heights.
It's not okay to be scared of stuff a lot. It's only okay to be scared of stuff a little.
See, was that so bad? You're okay, old girl. Now, where's that poo quest? Hereabouts.
Remember, kids, you can never be afraid or sad, ever, no matter what. If you do, it's very bad.
God, do you ever just sometimes think about Sonic 06? I mean, I guess I could end my statement there and it would be kind of funny, but, do you ever think about Sonic 06 and how, you know, the princess, what's-her-name, keeps having flashbacks of her father being like,
Remember, don't cry, my daughter. It'll all be okay.
and then you get, like, the actual revelation that he's like,
Remember, my daughter, don't cry, because we sealed an evil demon inside of you, and if you ever cry, he'll break free.
and it's just kind of like, man! Huh? I wonder if this is a good thing we should maybe be saying to our fictional characters. Ooh. I really do like the really stark shifts in colors over the different sort of like map areas. That's a cool little touch. What's that? That's just a plant. Okay. I thought this was like a new type of chum egg that I just discovered. Sonic 06 is definitely one of the video games they ever made. Is that the mapper balloon up on this floating fucking fortress? What is this? Hello? Oh, I've got to go there. Oh, I've got to go there. That's cool as fuck. You can't just show me this and not expect me to jump on. This is a floating fortress. Okay, Simoon. You just park here. I'll come get you later, and we'll go grab some slicer poo or whatever. Sable's got a mountain to climb. Also think about Shadow and his motorcycle. Does Shadow have his shitty hog in... I mean, I guess he is a shitty hog. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Does he have his, like, his bike that isn't as good as Wario's bike in, 06? I thought he had, like, some shitty four-wheeler Jeep. And then, like, a hang glider or something. I know he's got some fucking vehicles in 06. And the driving segments are dog shit. But he's got, like, his lousy Jeep, and he's got, a hang glider, and I think he's also got, like, an airboat. And, every single vehicle section is awful. And every single vehicle section is also mandatory. Except for, like, some of the side quest ones, I suppose. I never see anyone talk about, like, the side quest stuff in Sonic 06, and that's because, oh, come on. And that's because no one is brave enough to play more of Sonic 06 than they really have to.
Huh. Clearly you don't own an airboat.
Except the speedrunners? No. The The speedrunners have it optimized to play exactly as much Sonic 06 as they have to. Hey, more cuts. They just play it over and over again to make sure that, like, this is for research purposes. They've discovered exactly as much Sonic 06 as any one person ever has to play. Holly Sonic 06 stream when? I don't own an Xbox or a PlayStation, so never? Not unless one of those mods that like ports it to a better engine on one of the PC games is ever finished. But I'm not holding my breath. And that said, I've seen some like Sonic modding communities do some like super fucking impressive stuff, so. Is this thing moving? It sure is! It's spinning and rotating in the sky! It's fucking awesome up here. Have I heard of emulators? Do you mean emulators? You can just type it normally. Yeah, but I don't really like fiddling with emulators much unless if I can really help it. I prefer playing stuff on like real hardware if I can. Like, don't get me wrong, I think emulators are like a super valuable thing to exist. I think they're great. And like they've made a lot of leaps and bounds in recent years, and you love to see it. I know specifically when it comes to emulation, there's like a 360 emulator that's gotten like pretty decent at emulating Sonic 06. And I know some like speedrunners use it for like practice stuff. But I don't know. There's always going to be, or not always necessarily, but probably often going to be like little things about any sort of emulator experience that just don't quite feel the same as like playing it on real hardware. And so like if I can help it, I prefer to. And then it's like, you know, well, I could just emulate stuff if it's more convenient, but also like I could also just play any of the other games I already own, sort of thing. I suppose. Though I guess now that I think about that more, that's less of an argument against emulation and more an argument against buying things in general. Anyways, it's largely just like a personal thing. It's not because I have any sort of disdain for or like grudge against emulation. I'm just like this. I love reading about like the history of N64 emulation, just because like hardware-wise, the N64 is like really fucking weird. Like by today's standards and also by like the standards of when it was new. And so like emulating that has been really fucking hard compared to like a lot of other systems. And so it's neat hearing about that. And also, you know, there's a lot of games that are really only realistically available through emulators, either because they were never officially localized, or they're like ridiculously fucking expensive to get. And so I think that's really valuable for that. Really hope N64 emulation improves in the next couple of years. It would be nice. In the meantime, there's always stuff like the EverDrive and like Repro consoles. EverDrives are really cool. I want to get one someday. Suppose I gotta make sure my 64... my 64 is still in like working order. Kind of why PS2 emulation's difficult, since it's also really weird. Is it? I don't know a lot about the PS2 hardware-wise. Mother 3's the best game you ever played. Without emulation, you couldn't have played it. Yep, exactly. That's one that I only played like a little bit of. I want to like actually go through that whole game someday. But yeah, like if you want to play it in any language outside of Japanese, you need like an emulator and like the fan translation, and like, you know, I think stuff like that on its own basis is like I feel like that's justification enough for, like, emulation to exist, but then, you know, there's also, like, arguments about preservation, arguments about, you know, easier access to things that are, like, rare. There's also, you know, the historical aspect of, like, understanding, old hardware and software, stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. Emulators are fucking great. I don't know, I've just never really, like, actually playing them much. I have an academic interest in them, and I think, it's cool that they're more, like, prolific and accessible than ever, nowadays. Also, hi, Harley. Kitty. The cartographer responds to my greeting with a grunt, and I assume some practiced eye rolling.
Came all the way up here just to bother me, You ever think there may be a reason that I'm up here with all these bones?
I tell him I hope that it's that he's a cartographer. He snorts, but waves me on. Bye-bye, map.
Fine.
We'll buy a badge and a map. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Cartographer barely acknowledges me. Oh shit, block spiders! Enjoy your new skull! Any local points of interest? He seems eager to be rid of me.
Depends what you find interesting. A couple fools have started putting in time at the old settlement up on the Iries.
Iries? I've never been sure how to pronounce that.
You'll have to climb, but seems you don't have much trouble with that. Whether invited or not. There's also a wrecked ship hanging off a cliff face there if you're brave or stupid enough to try scavenge it. Oh, and the Bridge of the Betrayed's around here too. It's quite safe, in spite of its name.
What other regions are we near?
Well, you probably came from the north, yes? Head back that way for Sand Sea and Red Sea. The east...
Oh, that voice is rough on my throat. Hang on a sec. There we go. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Miss Dart. You have a wonderful rest of your night.
To the east, the Wash and the Petrified Forest. To the west is Hakoa, but you'll be doing some cliff hopping.
He gives me a once-over as if to evaluate my cliff-hopping potential.
Yeah, you'll probably be fine.
Despite his tone, I thank him before I go. I like this cartographer. I like him, even if he is a curmudgeonly old fuck. Maybe because he's a curmudgeonly old fuck. Also, it's neat that he's calling these bones. I don't know if he's referring to, like, these, like, crystal, almost coral spires, or, like, you know, the bones of this old wreckage sort of thing. Either way, awesome. Man, this place is cool. Okay. Let's go to our boat. I don't know why I keep calling the bike a boat. Anything can be a boat to me. I kind of like that this place doesn't even have necessarily like an explanation as to why it's just like floating and spinning. It's just here. It's cool. It's a mystery. Is the implication that the bones connecting the spires aren't from creatures, but they craft the crystals to look like that to make bridges? I don't think so. I don't think the crystals are necessarily related to those bones. If anything, I think those bones are maybe related to bird shit. I think these crystals are just here. I think the bone, comment was either just like, you know, because they're white and jutting out, or because he's talking about, like, you know, the bones of this old structure. I think those two are unrelated, but, you know, it's not necessarily anything to say they aren't unrelated. So you can sure choose to read it that way. Beetle. Oh, no. Yeah, Beetle quest. This way. What time is it? It's almost 9 o'clock. I'm probably going to be wrapping up soon-ish. I didn't want to go for too long tonight. Got some other stuff I want to do this evening. And I know Scorpy's going to be doing something cool at around 9-ish. I'll figure I'll chuck folks on over that way. This is a moth. This is a moth in a hazmat suit? Huh. This guy's butthole's out.
Happy 5 months. Thanks for all you did, Holly.
Hey, thank you, Red Skull, for that 5-month resub. I appreciate that. You can certainly climb up here. And then from here, jump to the back and the head and stuff. So let's try that. Rest of it here. Get up here. There we go. That's what I wanted.
The Chum. I have rescued the Chum.
I suppose it's less rescue and more just found. They aren't in danger. They're just hanging out. They're just hanging out and glad to have a friend. You're a big Chum fan? This is a Chum appreciation stream. If you don't like Chum, don't waste my time. What's over here? What's over in this little bit? Something about just the shape of this is making me think that this is like a secret entrance to something somehow, even though I know it's not. God, is it ever shaped like a suspicious wall indent in like a Zelda game or some such? Whoop, whoop. Come on. Come on! Scary. Let's, get up here a ways a bit, and then, transfer over that way, I reckon. There we go. Oh, I guess that's another way you can drop down and get Chum. It's, really all this was a ceiling hole. Cool. New hole discovered. There's all kinds of bold and brave new holes in the desert. What is that? Looks like it's maybe just some sort of like plant growth, but like from far away it looked like a fucked up bone mosquito holding a crystal. It's moving. What are you? Okay, it is just a plant. But fuck, it is a scary looking plant from far away, isn't it? Man. I noticed it was moving and suddenly my brain just went into like full-on animalistic panic mode, like, oh my god, there is a carnivorous predator right over there, and it is going to eat me. It was a plant. It was just a plant. It's just hanging out. This, like, rock formation here makes me wish that Sable could do a wall jump. Hey, thanks for the anonymous $10 tip.
So glad I could catch this stream. Sable is very pretty.
It is.
I recently binged all of your Hollow Knight VODs. Thank you for all you do.
Hey, hell yeah. Thank you for enjoying the streams, and it means a lot to me to hear that. Speaking of Hollow Knight, one of these days I gotta go back to that and, like, actually finish it proper. There's, like, DLC stuff I didn't check out, and, like, other endings and things like that. But I don't know, I just haven't been in, like, the right mood for it, I suppose, but I feel like I've been inching more and more towards that. There was also stuff that I wanted to do for that, like, off-stream, like, the whole bit about, like, bringing the super fragile flower to one place. I didn't want to stream my attempts of that because it sounded miserable, but I wanted to do it. I just hadn't had the time to try doing that in my own time. Hollow Knight's a neat little game, though. I really liked what I played of it. Love Hollow Knight, but hate talking about it, because half the time you bring it up, someone whines about the DLC not coming out. Games take time to make. I'm willing to be patient. Maybe my perspective is different, because a lot of the times I hear people being like, oh man, I wish there was more to do in this game right now. I wish I had more of the stuff to do right now, this instant, and like... Usually, instead of ever feeling like that, my reaction is just to be like, oh, great, now I can go do something else instead. Like, I hear that a lot of the time for, Warframe, where people would be like, oh, the content drought is hurting the game, or, oh, I don't like that it takes time for me to build my items, and I'm just kind of like, I don't know, I like playing a little bit of it at a time, every now and then, like, I come back in a couple days or whatever, and it's like, oh, all these items I built are ready now, and oh, there's been a couple updates, so I can go to some new places. Do I have to go in here for the poo? Where is this on the map? Okay, so I have to go inside here somehow. Was there a hole in that shrine that I just missed somehow? Let's see, let's see. Where's the I want shorter games with worse graphics and I'm not joking meme when you need it? Yeah, I feel that, like, I don't know. I like when things have some sort of, like, conclusive end you can work for in some way or another. I've never been super keen on the, like, the sort of forever game concept, or what have you, like... I think it's neat when games have, like, a... you know, a sort of defined point of some sort you can reach and be like, alright, yeah, that's it, that was cool. Whether that's, you know, the end of a story, or, like, the end of some sort of, level or item grind or something, and then it's like, well, I've done it, now I can go do other things. Yeah, I do personally really like that, like, I saw some folks complain, like, oh, It made me so sad when you, like, beat New Vegas and then, like, you know, you get kicked out of the game to the main menu, you can't go explore this world anymore, and it's just kind of like, I don't know. I like that it ends. Your character, like, came there, and you came and sought out to do the things you wanted to do. You did your delivery, you tracked down the shithead who shot you in the head, you, like, wrapped up all the other stuff you got roped into, and now it's like, alright, well, it's time to keep on going with my life now. And, you know, they leave it ambiguous, so whether that's, like, your character's life now continues in the Mojave, or, your character, you know, leaves and goes elsewhere to do other stuff, you know, they can leave that up to you. It's your character, it's your story, but, like, I don't know. I like that there's an endpoint. I don't necessarily need or want it to just, like, continue forever. It's got good closure, yeah. Like, Skyrim has, like, unending. You go to Sovngarde, you take down Alduin, and it's just kind of like, congratulations, you did it. And then they just kind of throw you back into it, and it doesn't feel like... I don't know, it really doesn't feel like any sort of conclusive sort of closure, but, you know, I have thoughts and feelings about, Skyrim's writing and, my sort of, disappointment with it, as it were, but I suppose that doesn't come as too much of a surprise. Ah, there was just a bit over here that I missed. Okay. I think Skyrim had a lot of missed potential, just because, like, Elder Scrolls lore is neat, and there's a lot of stuff specifically about, like, the history of Skyrim, and, like, the Nords, and the different peoples that have lived there. That's, like, really interesting, and then they just, like, didn't really do much with it, because they were like, oh, what if we made it like Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, or whatever. And it just felt kind of like nothing. Rather beat a game you were looking forward to than get bored of it? Exactly! I feel like it's a much better problem to have with a game, where you, like, finish it and think, man, I wish there was more of this, rather than, like, finishing a game and thinking, man, I wish there was less of this, you know? Whoa! Woo-wee-wee! I see. Oh, you can push those around, too. Thank you, Rukashi, for the 14-month reset.
It is the number 14.
It is. And thank you very much for it. I appreciate the support. God, yeah, the way Outer Wilds ends, I'm not going to talk about it in case folks are trying to avoid, like, any specific spoilers about it, but, like, Outer Wilds has such a good conclusion. Outer Wilds is so fucking good. Okay, that must be a Slicer Beetle. You've never seen a lily pad in real life? Oh man. Yeah, sometimes you take for granted that things that you've seen before don't always exist in other places, don't you?
Alright, you Beetle! It's time to shit for me!
Nothing worked. I don't think I jumped from high enough. Yeah, the Switch port of Outer Wilds is going to be neat. I'm surprised it's not out yet. Is that not making you shit? Or maybe it's not working because the food's not, like, down here. Hang on. let's try this. Yeah, I imagine, like, the reason it's not out yet has gotta be, oh, that's, okay. You had to eat a food so that you could make a poo. I see. I just got an achievement for that, god damn it. You have an eye on your back, holy shit! Ah! Okay, so the eye has to be open. That's really fucking cool, and also I understand now. But yeah, lily pads are, very pretty. I don't really live near an area with a lot of them, but, you know, I've seen a bunch before in my life. They're nice to look at. I love aquatic plants. Alright, take a big bite and take another dump for me. I missed. Damn. Thank you. Poo-poo! Now, where is... Oh, that counted. Okay. Perfect. I got 3 dumps. But what if I got more? What if I just harvested a lot of poo from this guy? Merchants hate her. Local glider, gets infinite poo money with this one weird trick. Bringing a whole new meaning to Lord of the Flies. I can really just keep doing this, huh? I can really just keep doing this, huh? How much do you need? I think you only need 3. I think you only need 3. They don't let gliders make a mask for collecting an exorbitant amount of poo, but maybe they ought to invent one now in honor of Sable. She's not going to wear it herself, but... Listen, clearly this beetle has been super backed up. We're doing it a favor. Like, it's clearly been desperately in need of something like this. My god. The poor thing is supposed to be the size of, like, you know, a normal-sized beetle on Earth, but it's just got so much poo-poo in it. I'm gonna cause the first ever poo overflow error, where the number they're using to track the number of poos I've collected is gonna get too high, and is going to completely overflow. And it's gonna crash the game. How am I fitting all this in my pockets? What do you mean, with, like, my hands? I'm picking it up? Don't understand the question. Smile. That's enough shitting and farting for today. I reckon, at least. And look, there's another little hole that we can use to get into here. Nice. Now, I reckon we ought to go deliver that poo. And then probably call it a stream. Let's check how much we have in our inventory. That's a good point. I collected... Good news, everyone. Wait for this giant controller disconnected thing to disappear, but... I'm reconnected. Hello? Let me try that again then. Well, kind of killed the moment a little bit, but there we go. Good news, everyone. The game has confirmed I have collected just enough poo. I have collected enough poo. 26. Apparently valuable as a fuel and fertilizer. Slicer beetles need some encouragement to let these go sometimes. We've got just enough poos. Oh, I hit that by accident. I meant to do this. What else is around here? Other stuff that we can get to eventually, but we need to go back to Seven Sisters. Don't know anything about this game. This is the first non-trailer gameplay you're seeing. This game is wonderful. I think it is a beautiful sort of open-world puzzle exploration platformer type of game. And I'm very sorry that your first experience to it was me doing a shit crime. Me doing a poo crime. Whee! Where's our bike? Oh, there you are! Man, very well timed. I was just wondering where you were, bud. Our poo-poo quest was a big success. So let's head on back. Yeah, sick jump. Man, this has been a good stream. I missed playing this game. I'm excited to play more of it soon now. You know, sometimes when you haven't done something for a while, even if, like, you can think in your head, oh man, yeah, I miss doing this, I should do it again. Sometimes you really don't know how much you miss doing something until you're actually doing it, you know? Tonight, for me, that's playing this game. Oh. I think these are the Seven Sisters, these floating rocks here. What if we try climbing that, and then we call it? What if we try climbing up that, and then we call it? I didn't notice that my first time here. Gotta turn in my poos first, but... Let's, park the bike. Damn, I just drifted right in there. Good girl, Simone. I've got your poos. I tell the innkeeper I've got her poo, She's ecstatic.
Well done! Thank you so much, Glider. That's really wonderful of you. Did you have fun?
You know, I actually did. I tell her I enjoyed the task despite myself, and she seems pleased.
I had a feeling you might.
Hey, what do you mean by this?
Thanks for doing this, Glider. My flowers are very grateful. So, on their behalf, I'd like to give you this. It's a Beetle badge, which I'd say you've earned by virtue of all the poo handling.
I'll take it.
We can get a Beetle mask of our own! Oh, fuck!
I offer my thanks, give a wave, and go on my way. God damn it, I just noticed this quest is called the long drop, like you're dropping a fucking log down the toilet. Come on now. Come on now. Awesome. I love this really neat, you know, gentle and introspective sort of game about, you know, coming of age, and also the one poo joke they decided to put in. It's a pretty good poo joke, to be fair. Oh god, okay, these are spinning. Get on up there. Whoop, whoop. Come on now. Oh god, oh god, oh god, come on, come on, come on, I'm so close, I'm so close, I'm literally right there! Yes! Didn't Tulip have a bunch of poop stuff too? Yeah, but Tulip is a comedy. I don't like it when my platform goes invisible as I'm standing on it. Not keen on that. Okay. I don't like it when it goes invisible when I'm climbing up it either. That's unfortunate. Oh god, can I even make it up this one? I straight up cannot tell. Yes? No? Hello? Okay? I'll take it? It's, I don't know. Making games is hard. I get it. I'm very much understanding when it comes to that. It's, very much unfortunate when your whole climb the giant floating pillars thing is, held back a little bit by the fact that your giant floating pillars keep turning invisible. But I mean, I made it at least, I suppose. No, but they did expect people to be climbing this specifically, though, because they straight up have someone be like, oh yeah, that's the Seven Sisters. A lot of people try to climb it, it doesn't go well. Oh, there was even like a tiny fucking ledge here I could have clung onto. Oh well. So, like, this one specifically seems like it was designed to be a climbing challenge, and so it's, I don't know, a bit of a bummer that it's hard to scale because of, you know, engine problems. Let me try again. I will take the shortcut that I discovered by accident the other time. here. Okay. How do I tackle this? Gotta wait for an easier to get to rock to come around first of all. Might also be easier with more stamina. So maybe we visit the Chum Queen. And, you know, make this, as easier for myself as I can make it. Thank you, Super Celeste, for that brand new sub. I appreciate that. Hello. There they are. I greet the Chum Queen. The Queen asks me if I have the eggs for her. Ah, I don't have enough for an upgrade. Damn. Well, it's nice to see her all the same. Look at him. Look at him grooving! Oh, man. Well, we can go teleport on back then to Seven Sisters. I try to avoid fast travel in games if I can help it, but I guess for like stuff like that, I don't really mind too much. I do enjoy the journey of it a lot of the time. Especially in stuff like this in Breath of the Wild. Nice to ride on a horse or a bike. I think maybe, knowing now what I am up against here, maybe I will call the stream here and I'll just, maybe at some point, in the next week if I'm feeling restless, I'll temporarily stop GDQ host and try to scale these fucking rocks or something. I'll think about it. I don't even know if there's anything up there. I don't care if there's anything up there. I just want to be able to say I got up there, you know? I just want to get to the top for the sake of getting to the top. I feel like in a game like this, that is in itself enough of a reward for me personally. Next time. But, let's, let me throw down a save real quick. Yes, okay. That's gonna be it for Sable tonight. just realized someday there's going to be a last time that we hear that sort of song as a stream, as a group, and I think it's probably going to make me cry. So that's fun. Let's see if we've got any fan art to show off before we wrap it up for the evening. Check real quick. We do. Let me put on... How long has this been off? This is supposed to be on. Weird that it got flipped off. Huh. Guess I misclicked something in OBS at some point. But let's take a look. Got this one here from Ben Lamb, who says, I can't think of anything to say, so happy 22. Or 2022? 2022! I'm sorry, I bungled that a little bit. Happy 2022 to my first Holly drawing of the year. Mainly an excuse to draw Holly with the pretty sky. Hey, hell yeah! This is a very nice skyscape. I'm a big fan of the hood and cape he drew. I like the way that's flowing, and I do really like the sort of the way what you drew, the lens on the mask. That's a really neat touch, IMO. Very pretty. Thank you very much. I love it. Another one from Ben Lamb, who says, also unfinished. It's an MS Paint drawing of Sable Holly. Too sleepy to finish it today, but maybe in the future. Well, hey, I think it's wonderful just the way it is right now, but if you ever want to touch it up some more, I'd be more than happy to look at it again. This is really cool. I do like the coloring on the cape and the little streak of light through the hair. That's really cool. The fact that this is done in MS Paint is very impressive to me. Thank you very much. This is wonderful. This one here from Chip Burger, he says, Holly the mountain goat. She cannot and will not be stopped by any cliffs or barriers. Listen, you all know how I play video games. You all know how I make my fun in video games, and it's by climbing on top of stuff. First ever game what I ever played was like a Mario type of thing, and then from then on my brain just went, okay, actually it's awesome to hop on top of stuff, so I'm gonna keep doing this forever. And so I'm gonna keep doing this forever. I do really enjoy the little BB type bird, what you've done here as well, clinging onto the horn. Very, very cute little touch. Thank you very much. This is wonderful. I'm gonna check real quick to see if there's any on Twitter that we haven't seen yet. We saw that one. Nope. Okay. Wonderful fan art tonight. Thank y'all very much for that. Is Scorpy live yet? I said I was gonna raid him. I think he is. Yes, he is. So we're gonna raid folks on over that way. And then I am going to, realistically take a shower and then probably get in bed, but maybe get some other stuff done tonight. But, if you give me just a sec to get the goodbye music on. That's gonna be it for our stream tonight. Sable's a good time. Nice little chill out, hang out type of game. And I'm glad I got to share that with you all. I had a lot of fun tonight. I hope you all did too. Thank you all very much for the support tonight. Thank you for all the subs, all the tips, all the bits. Your very generous support means a whole lot to me. Thanks for helping to keep the lights on, and thanks for, supporting what we do here. Thank you as well, just as important, to anyone who shared the stream around. Thank you for all the hosts and raids what we saw today. Thank you to any new viewers who stopped on by. Thank you again for all the wonderful fan art. And thank you all very much for tuning in. You know, whether you were just here for a bit, or you stuck around for the whole stream, whether you only hopped in at the start, or you just made it now at the end, whether you've been, you know, lurking in the chat, or you've been talking with folks, whether you're catching this live, or you're checking out the VOD, it's always wonderful to have you here. So thanks for taking time out of your busy day to spend it here with us. We are going to be raiding Scorpy. And your raid message is... Craig. That's your raid message. It's Craig. I'll be live again tomorrow for a very special stream with Peppa Pig. Which sounds really fucking funny when I just say it out loud like that. And then I'll be live again on Saturday Eve for some Cloud Gardens. And then Sunday is when GDQ starts, so we'll be hosting that over here. And if you want to stop on by and watch it as a community, I think that'd be a lot of fun. It was last year. Maybe I'll see you then. Or maybe I'll see you around some other time, but no matter what happens, before we head off, I'd just like to say, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you're taking care of yourself and taking care of the folks around you. Watch out for people trying to jump on your back and squeeze a poo out of you. And I hope to see you again soon.